What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... There's two, okay. This is different. Okay, so... yeah, making their debuts on the channel tonight. I think I used proper grammar there, because there's two entities here. Yeah, so we have Muddy Waters, and we also have the band. Yes, indeed. How about that? Muddy Waters and the band both making their debuts on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-boobity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from JFK, and this is actually one of JFK's 3 prioritized requests for the month of November for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, JFK. I hope you enjoy the show, man. JFK wanted to see me react to this. It is Muddy Waters and the band playing together here, a tune called Mannish Boy.
I'm a man! I'm 40!
Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a minute, wait a second, I've heard this before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth!
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Ronald Rock. Oh man. And the video has 340,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. The band and Muddy Waters, Mannish Boy, live San Francisco back in '76. Oh man, the bicentennial year. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
All right, and what's it called then?
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll, yes. Sure. Exactly.
Hey now.
Now, when I was a young boy, at the age of 5, my mother said I'm gonna be the greatest man alive. But now I'm a man, way past 21. I want to leave me, woman. I have lots of fun. Wasn't that a man? I spelled him a child. In that rubber thing, I'm grown. No beat. Oh, child. Why? That means Mannish Boy. Man, I'm a full-grown man. Man, I'm a natural-born lover's man. Man, I'm a rolling stone. I'm a hoochie coochie man. Well,
Careful with that mic stand, buddy.
the line I shoot, well, never miss. When I make love to a girl, she can't resist. I think I go down to old Kansas stew.
I'm sorry. I hate to pause, but I have to. If it were up to me, I would just let it run. I would let it run. Muddy Waters is just an absolute legend. He's an absolute legend in the blues community. I've had the opportunity to play in blues concerts, blues festivals, open mic nights at blues bars, whatever. And I have had the opportunity to play with some just phenomenal vocalists who really understand blues. And I've always had the opportunity to talk with them after the show, after we work together, after we play together. And one of my favorite questions to ask them is, when you look for influence on your vocal style, on your vocal delivery, who do you look for? Give me 3 names that inspire you. And I kid you not, folks. I kid you not. One of the 3 names is always, and I mean always, Muddy Waters. Every time. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where I am in the country. It doesn't matter if I'm down in Mississippi. It doesn't matter if I'm in Chicago. It doesn't matter if I'm up in San Francisco. It doesn't matter if I'm in Austin, Texas. It doesn't matter if I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. It just doesn't matter. Wherever I go, whenever I play a blues show and there's a vocalist and I get the chance to talk to the vocalist, I will always ask them that question. And I kid you not, across the board, the one name that always, and I mean always, comes up is Muddy Waters. And you can see why. His delivery is, you'll hear this term used a lot in the blues community. He is so clean. And we're not talking about, tone of voice. We're talking about delivery. We're talking about not what he's saying, but how he's saying it. You know what I mean? For those of you that are in blues, you know what I'm talking about. Now, he is so clean, and they're absolutely right. He absolutely is. His delivery is on point. It doesn't matter what he says. It's how he says it, and it makes it sound good. It fits in the blues context. It's so good. It's so good. This is not my first time hearing Muddy Waters, but I think this is actually my first time seeing him. I don't think I've ever actually seen Muddy Waters visually before. It's fun to watch him. Some great facial expressions, some great body movement and body gestures and body language. He's in it. He's absolutely in it. It's fun to watch. The band, now I've heard of the band. I don't think I've ever heard anything by the band, but I've heard of the band, and they're doing a great job of backing them up. I love the calls coming from the guitar player, the bass player. Both guitar players are doing it. I love those little calls that they give out every once in a while. Man, I love that. I love that. It just adds to the performance. Good stuff. Let's keep going here. This is fun. Believe it or not, folks, I'm enjoying this. I really am.
I'm gonna bring back the second cousin.
Back it up a bit.
Go down to old Kansas stew. I'm gonna bring back the second cousin. That little John the Conqueror. Oh, you little girl setting out that line. I can make love to you, girl.
That's it?
And 5 minutes time. Ain't that a man?
yes.
I'll spell him H-I-N. That relevant man. No B. No. Oh, child. Why? That mean Mannish Boy. Man. I'm a full-grown man. Man. I'm a natural-born lover's man. Man. I'm a rolling stone. Man, child. I'm a hoochie-coochie man.
Uh-oh, he's turning up. He's turning up.
Well.
Here we go.
Well.
Yeah. Woo! They were having some fun up there. They really were. I know. Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to save that for the review. I do have something I want to talk about in particular. I know a lot of people are wondering about this because they've watched this channel and they know how I feel about this particular thing. And they're wondering how I'm going to take it in this context. I promise you, that, don't think I haven't neglected that. I have not neglected it, okay? I promise you, it's coming, okay? In the review, we're going to tackle it, all right? But no, I had this was fun to watch. It was fun to listen to, and I had a good time with it. Now, the question is, how much fun, how much of a good time did I have with it? We'll talk about that in the review. I'll see you there. Trust me, we're going to talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Muddy Waters and the band, both playing together here with a tune called Mannish Boy. This was a request from JFK, and this was actually one of JFK's 3 prioritized requests for the month of November for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, JFK. I hope you enjoyed the show, man. For those of you who are hoping for a long-winded, 10, 15 minute long review, I got some bad news for you folks. That ain't gonna happen. This is gonna be, I can promise you, this is gonna be a pretty short review because honestly, there's not a lot to talk about from a technical standpoint. There really isn't. So let's get started and let's knock it out of the park. Starting off with the score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that a 7.8. Yep, 7.8. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, as blues goes, this was very typical. It's very typical. You look at that, okay, you look at the riff that the band was playing. The root, to the 4 to the root, back to the minor third to the root again. Down, 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 down. I mean, when you think of blues, that's like one of the first riffs that come to mind. Seriously, it's like one of the very first riffs that come to mind. You say the word blues, and that riff immediately pops in most people's heads. Is it gonna pop in everybody's head? No, some people are gonna be thinking more like a Texas blues style. Like a ZZ Top type of style. But even ZZ Top uses that riff. I mean, that riff is used across Chicago's blues, Memphis blues, New York blues, Texas blues, you name it, it uses that riff. I promise you, okay? Just at different tempos. Playing in the key of G, I think that's a really good key for this type of style of song. G, A, E, those are usually the most common for this riff, would be G, A, and E for this particular riff. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's going to be certain riffs that work better with certain keys than others. And this riff that they were playing definitely, lends itself to those three keys. The band. Now this is where we're going to get to that subject, okay? A lot of people are wondering, this song was repetitive as hell, DH, and we know how much you hate repetition. There was no variation. There was no change in time. There was no change in key. You must have hated this. Normally, you'd be right. Normally. But remember, this is blues. Blues is always, and I mean always, very repetitious. So, did I hate the riff? No, I did not. It's a solid blues riff. Was I impressed by it? No, I wouldn't say I was impressed by it. I myself have played this riff more times than I can possibly count. Going all the way back to high school, when I was in jazz band, I was playing this riff. So, I mean, I've been playing this riff for over, decades. Decades I've played this riff. And I'm still playing it to this day. So, it's not a riff that I don't think will ever go out of style. I very seriously do. Like blues. Blues is one of those styles of music that's just never gonna get old. You know how music shifts, right? Music will always have its hot spots. There'll be times where, pop music is the hot thing for about 2 or 3 years, and then it kind of disappears, and then country becomes the hot thing for another 2 or 3 years, and then hip-hop becomes the hot thing for another 2 or 3 years. There's always these cycles. Blues will never be at the forefront. It will never be the hot thing. But you know what blues never does? Blues never, ever disappears. Kind of like jazz. They're always at the bottom, but they're always still on the totem pole. They never get knocked off the pole entirely. Yeah, they're not at the top, but they're always there. So, no, blues I have a lot of respect for. I have a lot of fun playing blues, as long as the songs aren't too long. It's when it's when you ask me to play the same riff over and over and over again for like 15 minutes. That's when it gets tough for me. But you know what? As long as you're paying me, I honestly don't care. If you're paying me right, I'll play whatever you want me to play. It's fine. The band did a great job playing that riff, keeping it steady, keeping it going, keeping it interesting with the calls. I liked that. I did like that. That definitely added a lot to keeping it from becoming too monotonous. So good on them. And it was solid. It was an absolutely solid job by all of them. Muddy Waters, what more can you say about the man? The dude is an absolute legend in the blues community. And like I was saying during the reaction, every time I have the opportunity to play in a blues group, blues band, blues project, whatever, doesn't matter where I am in the U.S. I don't really play a whole lot of blues internationally. It's usually here in the U.S. I have the opportunity to, if we have a singer in the group, I haven't always had an opportunity to speak with him. I will always ask him the question, give me your top 3 influences. And Muddy Waters is the one name that is constantly mentioned by every single blues singer. Now he's an absolute legend, and we saw why here. Super clean, not overdoing it, not doing more than is needed, but doing just enough to make the point and to, add his voice and add his feelings and his thoughts into the song and making it entertaining to boot. I loved it when he turned it up there at the end, man. That was fun watching him, bounce around a little bit. Yeah, brother, that was fun to watch. Now listen, I think it's a really good job. I think it was a really good job by everybody. Would I ever say this was impressive? No, I would never say that. And as much as I wanted, and believe me folks, I did, I tried I really, really tried to get this up into the 8s. It just didn't look right. I brought it all the way down to 8.0, and I just couldn't do it. Not honestly. So, but a 7.8 is still a really good score. I feel good with that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So, 7.8, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.